My brother's wife sneered, "Know your place, you don't belong at this table." I excused myself, stepped outside, and called my lawyer. Pull the $50 million investment. When I returned, my brother's smile had vanished. I clutched the wedding invitation, its gold embossed letters glinting under the sterile glow of my office lights. James and Victoria cordially invite you. My brother's wedding, the social pinnacle my mother had been orchestrating for months, ever since James proposed to Victoria Chin, heiress to one of the city's richest families. The irony burned like acid in my chest. A decade ago, James had mocked me over a family dinner, his voice dripping with condescension. Sarah's throwing her life away, he'd sneered when I abandoned medical school to start my own company. She'll come crawling back when her little startup tanks. I didn't crawl. I built Atlas Industries from a garage, pouring every ounce of myself into it while James climbed the polished rungs of Chen Enterprises, Victoria's family empire. My family never saw my victories, too busy fawning over James's promotions, his bonuses, his predictable successes. "Miss Porter?" My assistant's voice sliced through my thoughts. "The board meeting's in 5. I nodded, setting the invitation down, its edges sharp against my fingers. Atlas was now worth over $2 billion, but I'd kept my ownership veiled, operating through proxies and subsidiaries. To my family, I was just a mid-level tech drone. Also, she added, Chen Enterprises sent the final contract for the semiconductor deal. They expect signatures by week's end. The deal, $50 million in custom semiconductors Chen Enterprises needed to save their floundering product line. They had no clue they were dealing with me. The wedding loomed, and I considered skipping it. Mother's voice echoed from her last call, smug and insistent. "Your brother's marrying into the Chen family, Sarah. Do try to dress appropriately for once." I'd built an empire in jeans and hoodies, but to her, I was still the family letdown, unworthy of a proper seat at the table. The wedding day dawned bright, the sky a mocking blue. I chose a black dress, simple, elegant, designer, though my family wouldn't recognize the label's quiet prestige. The venue screamed excess. 500 guests, crystal chandeliers, champagne fountains, flowers drowning every surface. I stood in the church courtyard, the air heavy with perfume and privilege. "Sarah!" Mother's voice cut through the chatter. She air-kissed my cheek, careful not to smudge her flawless makeup. "You actually came, and you look presentable." Her eyes flicked over my dress, unimpressed. Behind her, father was deep in conversation with Mr. Chen, likely about the semiconductor deal. If only they knew. "Where should I sit?" I asked, scanning the ornate seating chart. Mother waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, we had to make last-minute changes. Victoria's family had so many important guests. You understand." I did. I was the family's embarrassment, the dropout who chased a foolish dream. What they didn't know was that Atlas had quietly acquired 3 of Chen Enterprises' key suppliers. The semiconductor deal was just the opening act. The ceremony was a spectacle, Victoria radiant in her gown, James glowing with smug certainty. I sat in the back, a shadow among the elite, watching my brother marry into a family he thought outranked ours. The reception followed in a grand ballroom, all gold and marble. I searched for my name among the place cards, my heels clicking on the polished floor. Nothing. Looking for something? Victoria's voice, saccharine and sharp, came from behind. She'd changed into a reception dress, every inch the perfect bride. "My seat," I said, meeting her gaze. Her smile was a blade. "Didn't anyone tell you? We had to make room for distinguished guests. There's a lovely table in the back with the kitchen staff." Snickers rippled from nearby guests. James appeared, champagne in hand. "Come on, sis. Don't make a scene. You've always known your place." 10 years of their dismissal flashed through me, every sneer, every doubt, every time they'd written me off. My heart pounded, a slow, steady drum of rage and resolve. I smiled, pulled out my phone, and dialed. "Jack, it's Sarah Porter. Cancel the semiconductor contract with Chen Enterprises. All of it." James's glass slipped, shattering on the marble. Victoria's smile froze. "What are you talking about?" James demanded, voice tight. "What contract?" I held up my phone, the Atlas Industries logo glowing. "The $50 million deal your father-in-law's been banking on. The one to save their quarter. The one my company was set to deliver." James's face drained of color. "Atlas? That's impossible." "Atlas is a multi-billion can't what, James?" I cut in, voice steady. "Build a successful company? Be more than the failure you and our parents decided I was?" I slipped my phone into my purse. Congratulations on your wedding. I'm sure the kitchen staff will save you some cake. Silence choked the room. Guests froze, champagne glasses hovering as the drama unfolded. Victoria grabbed my arm, her nails biting. You're lying. Atlas is owned by Simon Porter. Everyone knows that. I smiled. Simon's my uncle. He's the public face. I built Atlas from nothing. Want to call him to verify? James's face turned gray. The semiconductors. Dad Chen's expansion depends on that contract. I know, I said, calm as a still lake. Just like I know about Chen Enterprises' 3 failed product launches, their mounting debt, and how they've been limping along on borrowed time for 18 months. Mr. Chen appeared, his confidence cracking. What's going on? Why is your sister talking about our contract? I extended my hand. Mr. Chen, I'm Sarah Porter, CEO of Atlas Industries. You might know me as SP Holdings from our negotiation calls. He stumbled back as if struck. You're SP, the one buying our suppliers? Guilty, I said, smiling. Your due diligence team should have dug deeper. A simple background check would have shown the connection. Mother pushed through the crowd, face flushed with champagne and fury. Sarah, stop this nonsense. You're ruining your brother's wedding. Nonsense? I opened my banking app. Want to see Atlas's quarterly reports or the ownership documents? James grabbed my arm, his grip bruising. Fix this. Whatever game you're playing, fix it now. I met his eyes. Like you fixed things when I asked for a loan to start my company? When you laughed and told me to get a real job? His voice faltered. That was different. You were being unrealistic. Was I? I gestured at the opulent ballroom. Who paid for this? Chen Enterprises, 3 months from bankruptcy without my semiconductors. Victoria sobbed, mascara streaking. Daddy, is this true? Mr. Chen loosened his bow tie, sweat beading. Princess, it's complicated. No, I said softly. It's simple. Your company's been bleeding money. The semiconductor deal was your last hope. And now... Father stepped forward, his face a storm of realization. Sarah, all these years, we thought you were struggling. I was building an empire, I finished, voice cold. One worth more than Chen Enterprises and its subsidiaries combined. Funny how appearances deceive, isn't it? The guests' murmurs grew louder, phones out, searching for Atlas Industries, piecing it together. Victoria's perfect wedding was a public relations disaster. Please, James whispered, his arrogance crumbling. You can't do this. Not today. Think of our family. I laughed, hollow. Our family? The one that excluded me from every holiday photo because I didn't dress the part? The one that said I was throwing my life away? Mother tried to intervene. Darling, we were worried about you. We wanted you to have stability, like James. Like James? I raised an eyebrow. The perfect son who's been embezzling from his department to cover gambling debts? James paled. How did you... I own the company auditing Chen Enterprises' books, I said quietly. I know everything, James. Every cooked number, every fake report, every cent you stole. Victoria whirled on him, her dress whispering across the marble. You've been stealing from my father's company? The wedding unraveled, guests recording the collapse of a dynasty. Mr. Chen's face purpled. Security! Get them out! I wouldn't, I said calmly, unless you want Atlas to call in all your creditors' loans. We own a lot of your debt now. It'd be a shame if it came due at once. The security guards hesitated, sensing the shift in power. What do you want? Mr. Chen asked, voice hoarse. I smoothed my dress, the one Mother had sneered at. Want? I have everything. A thriving company, respect in the industry. The satisfaction of knowing the family who dismissed me now depends on my mercy. James stepped forward, desperate. Sarah, please. We can work something out, a board position, a partnership. Partnership? I smiled. James, by next week, I'll own controlling interest in Chen Enterprises. Your debts and your father-in-law's mismanagement ensured that. The semiconductor deal was just the prelude to a takeover. Victoria sank into a chair, her gown pooling like shattered dreams. This can't be happening. Not at my wedding. The kitchen staff has a lovely table, I said, echoing her earlier venom. Perfect for a family in your new position. Mother tried one last plea. Sarah, we're your family. No, I said, voice soft but final. You're the people who taught me success only counts with designer labels and social clout. Thank you. That lesson made building my empire in secret so much sweeter. I turned to leave, then paused. Oh, James, those gambling debts. Atlas owns them now. We'll be in touch about a payment plan. The ballroom erupted as I walked away, Victoria's sobs, Mr. Chen's shouts, Mother's futile attempts at dignity. My Tesla waited outside, understated, like me. My driver, Mike, held the door. Everything okay, Miss Porter? I glanced back at the crumbling facade of my family's world. Everything's perfect. Let's head to the office. We have a company to acquire. The weeks that followed were chaos. Chen Enterprises' stock tanked as James's embezzlement and their financial woes leaked. Victoria filed for annulment, unwilling to tie herself to a sinking ship. My parents left voicemails, shifting from demands to pleas. I focused on Atlas, absorbing Chen Enterprises' valuable assets, cutting the rot. We kept most employees but gutted James's department. 3 months later, I was reviewing reports when my assistant announced a visitor. Mother stood in my doorway, her expensive perfume clashing with her uncertainty. The receptionist didn't recognize me, she said quietly. I had to show ID to prove I was your mother. Security protocol, I replied, meeting her eyes. We've had interesting visitors since the takeover. She sat, clutching a last-season designer bag. Your father and I. We've been thinking about how we treated you. We were wrong. So terribly wrong. We thought success was James Flash, no substance. We didn't see what you built. I leaned back. Did you come to apologize, Mother? Or because the country club fees are due? She flinched. We deserve that. But you're our daughter, that means something. It meant nothing when I needed your support, I said. Why should it now? A tear slid down her face. We've learned. Seeing what you've become. We're proud, Sarah. I walked to the window, gazing at the city where Atlas reigned. Pride's easy when success is visible. Would you have been proud when I was in a garage wearing the same clothes every day because every cent went into the company? No, she admitted. That's our shame. I pressed a button. Clara, bring the package for Mrs. Porter. My assistant delivered an envelope. What's this? Mother asked. A fresh start, I said. Loan program details, real estate listings, business advisor contacts. Everything to build something real if you're willing to work. She stared at the papers, then at me. You'd help us after everything? I'm not helping, I corrected. I'm offering an opportunity. No shortcuts, no special treatment. Succeed the way I did through work. She stood, clutching the envelope. Thank you, Sarah, for the opportunity. And the lesson. At the door, she paused. That kitchen table at the wedding. Best seat in the house. I nodded. It's where you see people's true colors. As she left, I returned to my work. Atlas thrived, now a tech titan. James took a junior analyst job, learning honest work. My parents opened a modest boutique with a loan they earned. I kept my old garage workbench in my office, a reminder of where I started. The kitchen table taught me appearances mean nothing next to what you build. Sometimes the best revenge isn't serving humble pie, it's making them eat it at the table they set for you.